the one, the only, Benzion. Good evening and welcome to Yeshiva YouTube. Iyun with Benzion. Today's daf is Benzion Gittin daf nun. The Gemara yesterday had a statement on Mar Zutra. We left off. Mar Zutra said that even though we know the Mishnah says that when you collect a ksuva, you collect from the Yisomim, you collect the Ziboris. Anytime you collect the Yisomim, you always collect Ziboris, the inferior real estate. But if there's a divorce, and the ksuva is normally Ziboris, but divorce, so the Isha collects from the man himself, the husband, she collects Beinonis. So the Gemara is going back and forth trying to prove it or disprove it. The Gemara finally disproves it from a statement that the Gemara had on Mem Ted Amud Beis, which was the name of Rav Shimon, who was Dorish time in the Krah. Rav Shimon says, what's the reason that a ksuva is Ziboris? Because, right, Yoser Masha Ish Rotza, towards the top of Nuram and Aleph, about 10 lines down, 8 lines down, Yoser Masha Ish Rotza, Lisa Isha Rotza Linase. Much more than a man wants to get married, a woman wants to get married. Marriage is advantageous more for the woman than for the man. You go to any social media network, they'll tell you the exact same thing. It's more advantageous for the woman to get married. So therefore, they felt no reason, right? They felt no reason to collect more than Ziboris. She'll get married even if she knows her ksuva will only be Ziboris over here. Now, so therefore, right, that reason applies what? Only when the husband dies. It applies also, right, when the husband gets divorced. So you see, and that's the reason for Ziboris. So it applies equally. So you can't say that when she collects from the husband, she collects Beinonis. So the Gemara says this is indeed a refutation of Mar Zutra. There's nothing Mar Zutra can do about it. Whether there's a divorce or he dies, you always collect. Even from the husband, you only collect Ziboris. Now the question is, this line of reasoning is only according to Reb Shimon. Reb Shimon Bar Yochai says, Darshina time of the Krah. Why did the Mishnah say Ziboris? Because the Torah went down to people's thoughts, and people would rather get married, more women would rather get married than men. So therefore, they only need Ziboris to ensure the ksuva. So that's only according to Reb Shimon. We don't pass like Reb Shimon. We're not Dorish time of the Krah. So how do we answer? So the answer, I think, is obvious from the Gemara. If you look at the continuation of the Gemara brings in a statement of Ula. Damar Ula, about towards the middle of the daf. Damar Ula, Dvar Torah Balchov v'Ziboris. Even a Balchov, not a Ksuva, a Balchov collects Ziboris. Right? Shenemar b'chutz tamar ra'ish, ma darkash ra'ish lahotzi pachash v'kelim. It's talking about bringing a mashkon. Right? Which is similar to paying back a debt. Right? Collateral is in place of the debt. Paying back the debt, at least temporarily. Right? What is he going to bring to you? Collateral. He's going to bring the thing he doesn't need. Right? The thing that's least liquid that he doesn't need. Darkal havi pakash v'ken Ziboris midoraisa. The reason that a balchov collects beinonis is not midoraisa. It's because shelo tinol delas b'fnei lav, in order to make sure that people will lend out money. If they don't have the guarantee of collecting at least beinonis, at least the average land or average real estate, they're not going to want to lend out money. So we see that even a balchov, right? Ksuva is not better than a balchov. A ksuva is a monetary obligation, right? Basically, it's a loan. It's a document that guarantees that the man owes the woman money should there be divorce or death. So that's really inherent in the Gemara. You don't have to come on when the Gemara brings Yoser Ish Rotza Lisa Yoser Masha Ish Rotza Lisa Isha Rotza Linasa. They all want to get married. I think part of what the Gemara is saying is what Ula is saying over here, that really a ksuva is no better than a balchov. A balchov and ksuva are also Ziboris. All the Gemara is saying, even Reb Shimon Bar Yochai is saying this, and it's including what he's saying, is that a ksuva is basically a balchov. It's indebtedness, paying back money. Now, a balchov, the whole concept of balchov is really Ziboris midoraisa. We don't have to prop it up. Right? A regular balchov, regular loan, you have to prop it up. Otherwise, you'll deal with an oven. Because Yosef women want to get married more than men. There's no worry that women want to marry. Women will want to get married. There's no concept that they're not going to want to get married. They are going to get married. That's only an explanation why Lavin applies by balchov. Doesn't apply by ksuva. Doesn't apply by ksuva because they'll want to get married anyway. So therefore, okmuah daraisa. Therefore, it's ziboris, and it makes sense in both cases. Ziboris, not just according to Rishimon, it's according to everybody. Hope you enjoyed today's share. See you in the next one.